Hi, I'm Gauri. Welcome to my channel Arti-culate with Gauri Kamboj. Hello, dear friends. Welcome back. But before I forget, can I request you to like, subscribe, and comment on this video? Today's video is inspired by frozen samosa patties I bought recently to make samosas. They turned out great, but then I thought, why not try something else with it, something sweet? So today we are going to make baklava at home with samosa patti. Originally, baklava needs Philo pastry, but Philo pastry is extremely hard to come by and pretty expensive. This dupe works perfectly. We can make baklava anytime with samosa patti to get absolutely delicious, flaky, crunchy and juicy baklava. So what do we need? An oven-proof dish. Any shape or size will do really, but square one would be preferred. Cake tins also work perfectly. Next, of course, the all-important samosa patti packet. This one costs just 95 rupees and has more than 70 pattis. Keeping the size of my dish in mind, I am using 30 pattis altogether to build 10 layers altogether. 5 below the filling and 5 above. I allowed them to thaw for about 15 minutes to get these loose, moist sheets. Next, I have some aromatics for the syrup: star anise, cinnamon, and some orange peel. Moving on, we'll need about 3/4 cup of granulated sugar, some jaggery for color. These three ingredients, along with 1.5 cups of water, will form the sweet sugar syrup. The next key ingredient besides the dry fruit is ghee. We are going to need plenty of it, at least 1 cup of it, preferably homemade, just like the one I have here. Next, I roasted whatever dry fruits I had at home. I had some cashew, almonds, and pistachios. I lightly roasted them and then processed them to get a coarse mixture. I reserved a little bit of the ground pistachio for garnishing. So, should we get started then? I cut my Philo pastry substitutes, the samosa patti, to fit the base of my dish, laying them down parallelly to one another, with generous layers of ghee in between brushed on. This process will continue for 5 layers. So, hurrying this up, now that I have almost built up my 5 layers, I will pour in the filling made with my 3 coarsely ground dry fruit powder. Next, building another 2 layers using the same technique, the pastry and the layer of ghee. I wanted 2 layers of the filling, so some more dry fruit powder and then some more layers. This will make my baklava about an inch thick. As this is an experiment and I am trying this for the first time, I decided to keep it an inch thick. This is the look from the side of the baking dish, about an inch thick with 2 fillings. Next, take a very sharp knife and cut out the baklava in square shapes. You could also cut it in diamond, but since I'm using samosa pattis and they are already in strips, it's better to keep it to a square shape. Now place the baklava sheets in the oven, baking them for about 30 minutes at 200 degrees centigrade. Depending on the quantity and kind of oven, you may have to adjust the timing and temperature. Now let's make the syrup. Put in all the earlier mentioned ingredients along with 1.5 cups of water and boil to get a thin syrup. When the baklava is baked brown and crisp, pour the hot syrup till all the layers are soaked. Waiting for a couple of minutes while the baklava is still warm, garnish with some more pistachio powder and chopped pistachios. Now comes the hard task of waiting for at least 4 hours so that all the layers have been soaked in thoroughly and the flavors blended. Finally, I was able to taste it. Better than any I've eaten so far. The salted pistachios add a new dimension. The textures range from crisp to chewy. Papa's getting baklava this time instead of modak. Do try making this amazing dessert. Reminding you again to press that like button. Please like, subscribe, and keep watching. Bye.